It's Thursday night. All ye critters, come join us. It's time to continue our flight. There is magic and mystery from darkness. Our friendship will rise. But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight. Oh, get ready. It's Thursday night.
Last we left off, Bell's Hells here in the city of Bassaris, on the central southern side of the Hellcatch Valley, have come at the behest of Lord Esteros to hunt down and return Lord Amontreshi, who is responsible for much of the chaos in the city of Drusar. Upon arriving, you've gotten some interesting revelations through meeting a new friend who themselves have lost some of their memory but have unique ties to the past of Fearne Calloway. Fearne, in reaching out to your mother, realizing that they're not that far away, and in fact should be coming to Bassaris fairly soon. Upon trying to find a way into or decide how to get towards Amontreshi, who is currently held, confirmed to be held within the Seat of Disdain by the Paragon's Call faction of crawlers, you have plotted some possibilities. And in preparation for one of these possibilities, the event known as the Death Wish Run, the terrifying, deadly race that is utilized as a means of celebration or conflict management or just searching for glory or death within this city, could be a means of getting in with the faction of the Paragon's Call, get closer to your goal. You went and spoke with the resident chief engineer, Imahara Joe, who apparently does a lot of the repairs and construction of the automatons and the crawler machines throughout the city and beyond, and took a glance over here at FCG and seemed to be quite entranced by the history that you may not have been aware of, the seeming possibility that you were not built by Dancer, but indeed may have been something much older. Speaking of Dancer, also found out that Dancer is still alive and had passed through town a short time ago.
This bitch right here.
This bitch.
I'm sure there's a reasonable...
Upon turning a few corners, you come to the exterior of the undercarriage, which is a clustered series of platforms, a number of large standing ladders that connect to almost like catwalks that where they intersect, tents are set up, like a smattering of nests. And then towards the base of it, stairways that curl below, where you assume is where the rooms for the night reside.
I want to go to there for real. That sounds so cool.
Mm-hmm.
If only.
This is just a good place to chill out, not be found, and maybe solidify the plan for tomorrow, which I feel like we're pretty reasonably solid on at this point. If everything goes to plan, which clearly it won't, gonna go in there, say we're looking for a little work while we're in town because we're filling out some of our own contracts in town, which if I have to get called on it, we'll talk about your parental issues. And that we need a little extra cash on the side. And he said, call him up when we're in town, and we're in town, and I'm calling him up.
But we do need to be prepared, right, to get Treshy?
No, we're not going to do that. No, if we come across him inside, we're not going to make a move. We're gathering intel, getting close.
We get to like walk in and out of that place just when we'd like to, if we're just getting a little bit, if we're doing contract work.
Right.
So, you know, no one's going to look twice at us going in, and if we're very clever, which clearly we're not, no one will look twice at us leaving.
So the inside team that's going to be like,
Hey, we want to be a part of your cool gang is going to be Ashton,
Yep.
Laudna,
Yep.
Dusk,
Yep.
Chet.
Fucking know
So
it.
great, our best talkers are going forward.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just the people that...
Calm, level-headed negotiators.
So that's what we're doing. We're going to wake up and do that.
Did we want to see if there's a hidden puzzle in your postcard?
We certainly could. Yeah.
Who gave you each card?
These were from my parents.
Yeah, but-
So I would get them, we would get them, I guess, in the mail at our home, me and Nana,
And sometimes they would come on my birthday. Sometimes just, out of the blue. And just a surprise.
Chetney, you begin to go into full, modern Sherlock mode.
I stretch first. I really get my ankle behind my head, get the hammies loosened up.
Got this, Chetney.
This is
Get a
much
little
better mime than before.
Slap. I take out the wood chisel and I slice down my palm. And I wipe it down one side of my face.
Why is this?
No, this is his art. Let it happen.
Does that help?
It's been proven through the centuries, okay?
Wow.
And I open my view, looking for patterns, anything that jumps together, anything that's consistent among all the postcards. I tap into a trance.
Look in his eye.
My God. It's strange as I gaze upon this beautiful collection of postcards. Fearne, these must be very, very dear to you.
Very, very dear.
How did you receive them your whole life, at random?
Random birthdays, random times of the year. Just, I think, whenever I would think about them, they would just show up.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's and you've had them for all that time.
Yeah.
It's just so strange because all of the corners seem to be what I would call in mint condition almost, and there's very little wear and tear. It just seems strange for something that's 90 years old or even half that long that, they just seem so mint.
Well, I take such good care of them. I mean, I think they're the only, things I have of my parents, so...
What did you just say? That you would just think whenever you would miss them, you would think about them and then they would show up?
Well, I mean, I think about them often. But definitely for birthdays, something would show up or just, when I would reminisce with Nana. And we would get to talking sometimes.
Are you sure it's been 90 years?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, around that.
We may also have done you a disservice in not asking you more about Nana. Have you told us much about Nana?
Well, I mean, I can. She's wonderful.
Is she also from the Feywild?
Mm-hmm.
How's her painting
Her art,
skills?
yeah.
What an amazing painter.
She was an amazing painter.
Oh.
Huh.
Do you know what her handwriting looks like?
Huh. Oh, that is something I didn't quite think about. Oh. I don't think these are from her.
From
Nana.
Are you sure?
I mean, the writing is similar, but also my writing is kind of similar to hers,
Who was the one who told you? Because if you were so young when they left, did your parents say that they were leaving to go save the world? Or was that told to you by Nana?
Well, I remember they told me they had to go. I remember giving them hugs, and I was very sad, of course, but very happy to be with Nana because she's one of my best friends.
How are you related to your grandmother?
I think she's my mother's mother. She's my mother's mother.
You
I
think?
feel like I've forgotten now.
Fearne, I'm just gonna say it out loud. Do you think there's a chance that Nana was protecting you from
Yes.
what your mom and dad might have gone off to do or had been doing?
Well, maybe that's possible.
I mean, in theory, we're about to all meet Birdie and Ollie. Pretty easy way to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. I'm sure there will be some explanation that we'll get to.
I'm gonna pull out the pencil.
Mm-hmm.
My taut pencil.
Tot?
And use my mage hand to float it over in front of Laudna. And I'm just gonna write on her notebook in front of her, "Can we talk?"
I just nod.
I'm gonna get up and walk out of the room.
I follow. Before you go, can I grab you for a second?
Oh,
Just really quick. Just really quick.
Yes.
Really quick.
Yes.
Okay. So, do you want to go to dinner sometime, maybe? I asked, Imogen, because it seems like there was some sort of tension between you two, and I asked her, and she said there really wasn't anything between you two, so maybe...
This hasn't really happened to me before.
Wait, really?
I have to go, and I leave.
Frazzled as you are, you dart out of the room and follow suit to where you...
Yeah, I'm just standing in the hallway.
Hi. This has all been
I told FCG he could help with this, but I just don't know if we should. I'm sorry.
I don't want to fight anymore.
I don't either.
I miss you so much.
I miss you so much, and I know that you didn't do that on purpose. I know that fucking.
She's crazy.
And she's in your head.
And I don't know what's
you
going
don't
on.
Like, it must have been so scary.
It was
to have that happen.
But what's more terrifying is feeling like there's a rift in our friendship, and that's more scary than anything. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the pencil.
Oh,
I got you something too.
Really?
And I'm gonna pull out the ring that I bought. It's 2 snakes and a ruby.
Oh my goodness. This is a lot better than a pencil.
I just it reminded me. I don't know why.
It's kind of like us.
Yeah.
Ruby kind of
like a rock coming between us, but it's not gonna.
It's not. No more rocks.
I
want to hear about your dream.
Another nightmare. Yeah.
Oh my god, and I'm sorry that we couldn't talk about it. Tell me about it.
I wasn't in the field. I was in the middle of the storm already, and I looked around, and there were people in front of me, and he talked to me. She talked to me, and then she lunged at me. And then I woke up, and I went to the window, and the moon was flaring. It was all orange outside, and there were other people looking up, like other people who were aware of the flare. And I felt like drawn to it. And it was weird because at the same time I was like scared, but it also felt like something was right. And I don't know, maybe that's more scary. And they're very aware, whoever's in the dream, whoever's in the nightmare is very aware that I'm there.
They're aware that you're there.
Yeah. I remember at one point when I had the stone, I had it in my dream, right? When I was holding it in my hand, and I talked to you about this before, and we just haven't been doing it. Yeah. But I really think maybe I should just hold on to you, and then...
Maybe I could be there. Because what if it's real? And I know we've said this before, that we think maybe it's more than just like a, dream. But that feels if they can recognize that you're there.
And it's weird, because every time that it starts, it's like I forget myself, I forget anything I can do. It's like, it's so scary that I can't remember...
your magic.
Yeah. To try anything, you know?
What if you're tapping into, like, an actual event that's happening right now, like in real time?
There's, like, people up on the moon just standing in a swirl.
It sounds
And
crazy.
every time I dream, I'm, like, teleporting there. I don't think that's happening. What if that's happening?
I don't know.
There's no people on Ruidus. What if there's people on Ruidus? You know what? Maybe we can pretend to still fight, and we can let FCG work us through this, because I know it would mean so much to them.
Okay.
All right.
That did not go well.
Oh no. Are you okay?
FCG, I need your help.
I'm here. I'm here. What do you need?
Can you please come out into the hallway?
I open the door and I go, that's what I think of your stupid rock.
Oh no!
Oh, shit.
I need your help.
Okay. I'm coming. I'll hit Laudna with a quick transfer suffering, just to sort of absorb some of her stress. Imogen, what happened?
Oh no, it just didn't go well. I just really wish we would have had you out here.
I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking about it. I'm sorry. I was distracted.
Oh no, you're so distracted right
No,
now. FCG.
I should have been there.
No, you shouldn't have. No, you didn't. No. Oh god.
Oh no, this is backfiring.
It's just I know we have to do so much.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Do you need me to do the thing?
Are you guys, is this just you or
I'm
am I
gonna
there?
cast calm emotions on FCG.
Okay.
Just a tone.
Are you all right?
Maybe.
It's been a hard day for you.
Well, you too, apparently.
Will, look. Now that you're here, I think everything is gonna be just fine.
Well, you had a bad dream, and that could really mess with you, right?
Yeah.
And you need to figure out what it is.
I'm gonna hold his hands. Do you want to talk to Dancer?
I do. But what if she doesn't want to talk to me?
Then she's a dumb bitch.
Well, that's not nice.
FCG, you are special.
Apparently. What does that mean, though?
You're a good person.
I know. Apparently I am. But what does that mean? Like, why did she go away? And why did...
I'm sure it was a genuine mistake.
But also, what was I before? Like, all I've wanted this whole time is to have friends and experience things and have a life and have successes and failures. And well, it sounds like I had all those things and I just can't remember any of them. I feel like if I can find her, and talk to her, she'll be able to explain, what's going on with me or something.
Yeah, we should definitely talk to her. Maybe she didn't have the answers and that's why she stepped away. Maybe she doesn't know you're alive.
Yeah.
Maybe she has a clue about your past and we can research it that way, Joe said other people were waking up like you. Maybe we can find one of them.
Yeah.
He seemed to know some leads. If we could find someone that was around at the same time as you, maybe from the same city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she'll know, right?
She might. And if she doesn't, we'll make it our mission to find out.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, if she doesn't, answer me, would you reach out to Delilah for me?
Delilah.
Dancer for me?
Why did you say that?
Oh, Laudna, come here.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I feel like something's going on with you, FCG, like deeper than you know. What did Dancer look like?
Well, she was furry and tall.
She was furry.
A little fur.
Like Fearne?
No, not the same. It's just sort of like a light fur, I guess.
All right.
had little floppy ears, and
Was she very tall?
she was pretty tall.
All right.
I mean, taller than me. She was riding a horse at one point. Like through a field, and she had, or was it blue skin?
Oh no.
I think it was a horse, and yeah, she had a moon tattoo.
A moon tattoo.
No,
Like Orym?
no, that's Orym. Yeah, no. She was tall, and she had like a light sheen of fur.
You can't remember what she looked like, can you?
No, that's what she looked like. And she had blood coming out of her. And she looked scared. And she had blood all over her hand.
FCG! FCG, come on. What? Oh, shit, you look pale.
I don't think it's physically possible, but all right.
No. Come, sleep. They have to sleep. You have to sleep.
All right.
During that whole conversation, as soon as they left, Orym looks across at Dusk and sees her looking a little out of sorts and walks over. You all right?
Yes! Yes.
No, but
Thank you for asking.
sure. Can I ask you a question?
I may or may not answer, but yeah.
Okay. Well, you're really good with that sword. And I've never seen anyone fight quite like that. Did you pick that up in the Feywild? It's a really unique style.
I have different flashes, right? So, like, I remember being a kid running around by an ocean. But when did that happen? Or where? Don't know. I remember training with a bunch of other teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it was in the Feywild or somewhere else.
Look, I'm a little stressed out.
Yeah. Yeah, are you okay?
I'm fine. I just want to let off some steam. You want to fight?
Oh
And
my
I hold out one of the toy swords from the Taste of
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
The other one, maybe not in here. You want? Let's go up
Yeah.
topside.
Okay.
So they're wood.
Mhm.
I don't want to hurt you. I don't want you to hurt me. Let's do first one to score 5 hits.
There are a handful of folks out here that are kind of just walking past, and as you both kind of begin to square off with wooden weapons drawn, some folks just kind of usher out of the way quickly, while a few others kind of begin to lean up just to watch, curious as to what's happening. But in this moment of tension, you take paces apart from each other.
I say, this is gonna be awesome.
Oh, and you don't have magic, right?
We're
not
learning.
using magic.
Orym's hair blows.
Oh, cool.
Wind, and he spins a sword, and I fucking run at you.
All right, so this halfling with a burst of speed rushes before you are properly ready, and you get to
Oh
go.
shit!
So I run at her, straight at her, and swing the wooden sword up in a sweep and try to knock her toy sword out of her hand with first blow. I'm using one of my battle techniques, disarming attack. You have to make a strength save, DC 16.
That's a 2.
2.
So, but a flash, there's the sound of heavy wood on wood, crack, and your fingers let your weapon fly as it arcs and lands on the ground about 10 feet from you. You are currently disarmed.
I'm not done, and then I just roll under their legs and swing around and swing in the air and whap them in the butt, or attempt to.
Whap in the butt.
That hits. That's a 27.
Yup.
Yeah. On the butt, and then I keep rolling and go another 20 feet away.
That's a hard.
Come up to position blade in hand, shield up, wooden toy sword at the ready.
Turn around and book it towards the sword.
All right, so it's 10 feet of movement. He's now 30 feet from you, and you have 20 feet of movement left. What are you going to do?
I'm going to ready in action and to dodge.
Run at her and barrel roll again and try to swing the toy sword at her ankle and try to knock her down with a trip attack. Then with the boots of striding and springing, I pop 10 feet up in the air, and I'm going to land 1 foot on either side of their body and try to bring the wooden sword all the way down and stop with, I'm going to come within like an inch of their face.
Okay.
And if I fuck it up, no, let's not fuck it up. Oh, I fucked it up. It's an 11.
You notice as Dusk kind of just barely dodges out of the way, parrying with the hand, and then as it strikes the ground, your blade is pulled from your grip.
I flip it, roll to the side, and hold it up to his neck.
So Dusk has picked up
both swords.
Both swords, got
Both
it.
swords, yeah.
Okay. The one blade that you've got pointed up, I basically like monkey grasp the stripper pole and bend backward and try to wrest it out of your arm.
I let him take it, and I fling it.
I'm going to flea jump away. 3-point landing with the shield face down on the ground, blade up.
You are now prepared, you're no longer kind of caught at the jump, and with the roll and the strikes, you're starting to glean the technique that Orym seems to be utilizing to his advantage. And in doing so, you just...
I step around.
To bypass
go
the
under,
shield.
yes.
Got
Yes, to go under shield. A 9.
I smile at Dusk over the top of my shield, and I jam a toy sword down into their foot.
Oh, it hits the toe, the sting hits, that little like throb on the foot.
And then I lean away from you since you're leaning into me. I pull the shield away and pivot a bit so that you fall forward a bit and try to spank you as you go by.
I crouch into a tumble and spring up, but before that, you get me full on the ass. Like, full, you can hear across the courtyard, everybody else in the underground bunkers.
Yeah, about five or six voices in unison go, oh!
I'm really sorry, that's a little more than I meant to do. I lean the full 3 inches because you're so much taller than me and help you back up. Sorry.
Rousing.
Thank you.
No, thank you. What are you doing tonight?
Oh,
Sorry. I don't know. Sorry. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's okay.
it's really complicated.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You're...
No, you do not have to justify a thing. It's okay. We're fine. This is fucking scattershot, man.
I only like guys.
Okay.
So it's not and it's more than that. It's complicated. I just start walking away.
I mean, like,
red in the face.
Sorry, do you want to talk about it?
Rain check.
Okay. Yeah. Dusk's so good, very bad evening.
Who's taking first watch tonight?
We are.
Yes.
Yes,
Shut
2 of
up.
them are.
I wanted to show you the progress on the music box.
Yes, show me. I was going to
Take it
ask.
out. And it's got like really brilliant filigree around a nice cursive font that says to Mama Birdie and Papa Ollie.
Perfect.
Yeah. Pretty good, right?
That is incredible.
Oh, it's not done. This is just a work in progress.
Oh
but
my gosh!
I just wanted to make sure we were in the
already
right direction.
Absolutely. I didn't know you could write like that. It's so swirly.
I'm a wonder with my hands.
I really bet you are. So I can see that.
You know, everybody here cares about you a ton, so I think they just hate to see you hurt, but it's also okay if you want to, tell us anything.
Well, I mean, I guess I didn't tell this to anybody. Pull out a little gem, a little green gem. My Nana gave this to me so that if I found my parents ever, that this was a very important gem that I had to give them when I saw them because it would help them save the world, I guess. So this is a very important piece of the puzzle.
That's incredible. What is it?
I don't know.
When you kind of look through it and kind of move it around, it plays on the what little bit of light there is in the room in an odd way. It seems like some of the shadows kind of flatten a bit, just slightly to the point where you're like, this isn't just glass or a gem. There's something special to it. And kind of looking along the way it's cut, you can see there's faint grooves along the edges of it, and it's about that big. The grooves in the sides look like they are built to carry some sort of enchantment. So it definitely seems to have some enchantment within the gem.
This is amazing.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah. I mean, can I give it a sniff?
It smells very much like sweaty fur and a little bit of leather.
Are you getting anything off of it?
Just the scent of everywhere. It's so decadent. This is amazing. You should guard this. It clearly has some magical properties that I don't understand.
I think so too. Where are your parents?
Oh, I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Oh.
It's been a couple of centuries at least. I left pretty early because I knew I wanted to go into the trade, but I jumped around a lot. And it wasn't until a long time later that I came home and they were gone.
Your parents? What do you mean?
Well, I had a couple of siblings and they all kind of scattered too, but they just never really stayed in one place. So when I went back home, they moved on. Didn't really leave word. Oh, it's not a bad thing. It's kind of common.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, we didn't have like a tight familial thing or anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Listen, I meant to give you this. It's not the right time, but I made yours first. If you ever want to, roll with the flow, this is for you.
Oh my goodness. Chetney.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta take a ride on the wild side. So, the invitation's out there, but there's been some personal shit tonight, so it feels a little tone deaf.
Oh. Feels like the punchline to the longest joke I've ever heard.
I think that this is just the way to make things better.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly just feel so much better just because of this. This is probably my favorite thing I have.
I know. Just remember, when it feels like you're getting moved around by life, just grab it and let it know who the elf is.
The night now completed, the morning is yours. The sun rises across the Hellcatch.
Oh boy.
And your plans for the day of Bassaros are before you. What would you like to do?
Well, I have an item on order. We can go over and pick it up.
Oh, yes.
It's a breacher. It's a breacher.
Finders takers to meet up with Esmer. Okay, you walk inside, and there you see Esmer is currently in the process of snacking on some sort of a heavy breaded sandwich. Like it's mostly just bread with some sort of like slop or like a thick sauce in the middle that's just kind of soaked into it. And you watch, she's currently like reading, looks like a small ledger and breaking off parts of it and kind of just chewing on it before glancing up.
Smiley day to you. We came for a hi.
Hello, good morning.
Well, we're here to buy our for our item. We were here yesterday.
Picking up our explosive.
Okay. Some people don't come back and they just get to keep the money, so just making sure.
Of today.
It looks like a whole manner of contraptions and heavily packed explosives have been placed within this device. She kind of shows in the front. Now, I give you a fuse option, as well as an arcane detonation option. So you either can just light the fuse, or for a little extra money, you can take this and it'll light the fuse for you anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes. 20 gold pieces.
I'll throw that cash down.
It's been a pleasure doing business.
Yeah.
If you come across Dancer at all, tell her I say hi.
Yeah. I'm gonna reach out soon.
Okay.
I wanted to actually see, do you have like, kind of like baby size pepper boxes?
Oh. The way you phrased that.
My first pepper box?
Yeah, like just for, like almost for like a child.
No.
What's the smallest one that you have?
The standard size.
What's the standard size?
Pulls up and you see it's about that long, thick barrel, big handle. It's a fairly decent size.
That's a big chonker.
Would you mind if my monkey just tried it out?
Where you have a monkey?
Persuade.
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, mister. I was just trying to see if maybe we could get you something that you could put your flame seeds, your poo, into, and then you just shoot it. Maybe have better aim.
That's not how it works. Hello, monkey.
Does it fit his hands?
It's about the size of Mister. It's like just slightly smaller. So Mister was like, and reaches out, and it's like a baby holding a remote. It's not it's not compatible.
You like it? Is it too big? I'll find you a smaller one.
On the way out after everybody's
Who's on
left,
that
can I hang back for a second?
Sure.
You new Dancer? No Dancer?
Yes and yes.
Sorry, do you mind me asking, what did she look like?
Dark black hair. Kind of a olive skin. And a bit of fuzz fur on the edges.
All right.
Tattoo of a star on the right cheek.
You said fuzz fur on the edges. Is she, furbolg?
I actually never really asked. That kind of question you toss into a conversation.
Yeah, you're right. That's...
Dancer's a complicated person. But I would say, in comparison to this place, shining.
All right. Thank you very much for your trouble. I'll pass the silver across the counter.
All right. So as you return to the Seat of Disdain, in the kind of central neighborhood that it's settled in, you can see the high walls and the stronghold itself kind of pushing beyond that boundary with its own kind of guard perches and balconies. The main gate itself is, like 15 feet, 20 feet. The other side is about, say, 10 by 15, so it's slightly smaller, but,
That'll do. I'll knock there.
Okay.
I am going to go over to Dusk, turn myself into a little rat, and scurry up and get into their pocket.
The rest of your group was very, very good at trying to facilitate your maneuvering and getting to a space where you're no longer directly visible by the light. While the rest of you head towards the back gate of the Seat of Disdain, as you begin to approach, you can see some of the sentries clock you and your arrival and begin to kind of gather along the wall and start talking to each other a bit. Looking down, one of them shouts, "Hey, what's your business?"
Here to see, Rake. Rake sent me. Tanavir, rake.
Someone in for Tanavir!
Do any of you call him the rake?
He calls him the rake.
I had a fucking knew it.
Knew it.
The two main doors begin to shift inward, revealing the interior of the courtyard from this other side. This is kind of on the back end of the central stronghold of the Seat of Disdain. As you all kind of step inside, they form a semicircle to the point where you can enter the courtyard, but you get the sense immediately that you're not supposed to step too far in. And one of them kind of puts up a hand. Wait, they're getting the general. Eventually, a crew of two more figures emerge from the citadel. One of them is the familiar visage of General Ratanish, the large, half-giant figure. Kind of briskly walks up and looks over.
Hey!
Well, this is very unexpected.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's good to see you.
Quite unexpected.
Very well. Honestly, I've have a little work up here and doing a few favors for a few friends and visiting some old haunts. I'm actually born and raised, would you believe? Of course you would believe. Look at me. And I figured I was going to hit you up for maybe some, I don't know, if you ever got some smuggling, some bodyguard work. I figured since I'm going to be up here for a little while, except your asshole over here, Rake, whatever his name is. I'm so sorry, I can't keep...
Rake.
I know. He kind of interrupted us on our time, and so I am forced to put this offer forward way before I was expecting to, and make a scene out of it because of this fucker.
Make a deception check.
Is it deception?
Come on.
Was I really actually
Well,
lying?
actually, I'll say you can choose between the two depending on the angle you're pushing. this.
I'm angling for persuasion, not deception, which is good for this natural 20 that I just rolled.
They quickly slacken and kind of lean onto the back foot as he kind of glances over the troop and goes, I'm glad our conversation took root.
Oh, yeah. No, I was fascinated by what you were talking about. I mean, when I lived here at Paragon, like, really? Like, getting out of the town?
Well,
it's nuts.
Trust me, it's been a... Otohan has definitely been changing the way we run business for the better. We are expanding beyond just the dust of the Hellcatch.
Well, I can tell you some other people I know in town will be happy that you guys are spreading out and maybe giving them a little more room, or maybe you'll be holding on to what you have here. Well done regardless.
Who are your companions?
Oh, God, let's just...
I'll start. I mean, if we're
Go
naming
ahead.
ourselves after the instruments we use, you can call me Chisel.
Oh my God. I know they're ridiculous, but I swear to God, I've actually been making a ton of money with these fucking people.
We don't commonly just take passing dalliances at face value. There is a... and while you and me have definitely squared off in a way that was in line with many of our intense means of judging an individual's character, I am not the person who makes these decisions.
Oh, shit.
At least not when it comes to strangers entering our midst. I have a keen eye, but this goes above me.
Well, I'll say that we're, not necessarily looking to join. We're just looking to sort of pick up whatever work you want off the books, which is a whole different field. I'm very, very big on off-the-books work. I mean, look at me. But
Well, you can talk to her.
talk to who?
And he turns around and walks off for a second. And as he looks over towards the stronghold and gives the loud whistle, some of the individuals enter the stronghold. A moment later, those figures return, and a woman walks through the front of the stronghold. You see a I want to say almost like a dancer's body, like very, very fit and compact, wearing dark leathers, a heavy cloak with a mantle that goes across the shoulders, and almost like a it's either a hood or a heavy scarf that almost buries the bottom of her head and face. From what you can see, her leather armor goes all the way up to the arm, but then the fingers themselves are exposed at the end. She has a dark tanned skin, piercing eyes, and kind of short gray hair that's kind of folded to one side a bit, that kind of bundles a bit to this side and curls under this way. She steps forward. You've not seen this figure, but you've heard the name Otohan.
So this is Otohan.
This is Otohan. Otohan Thuo. You know the second name because as soon as this all comes together, you're like, I know this figure. It's been rumored that they're long been involved with Paragon's call for the past 5 or so years, but then took the leadership and are responsible for expanding its influence beyond Bassaris and the Hellcatch Valley. The reason they have a reputation is because they were a famed warrior in the previous Apex War between the Stratos Throne and Ashenador. And they were essentially considered one of the greatest warriors under the Stratos Throne. She approaches, kind of hands folded behind her back as she steps up. Kind of looks, though she's not entirely, taller than you, she still almost feels like she's looking down at you. She kind of leans back a bit, and there is a presence about her. Everyone else kind of goes from this kind of slap-happy, kind of fuck-off band of brigands to kind of still and reverent as she steps out. And you can just sense they take up a lot of space.
Holy shit, for real? No.
So Ratanish tells me that you are interested in working with us.
Yeah. Wow. Are you? You're you? Oh, holy shit. Sorry. Fuck. Shit. I'm cool.
What are your skills? What can you do for us?
On the surface, I'm a very, very good brawler. I know how to keep myself together in a fight. Otherwise, I have a lot of experience with B&E, some experience with smuggling, a little bit of bodyguard work, but moving things from one city to another, very, very high on the list. I've done a little bit of work with the clasp in the back in the time. Wow, you are a lot. I'm not normally...
Crosses her arms in front.
I can tell you I'm not normally, wow.
Our friend seems quite starstruck by you.
Are you famous?
From what you can tell, and that you kind of glance over, on the cloak that she has on, it goes kind of a little bit past the back of the thighs. It's not a long cloak, it's a short cloak. And you can see kind of in the small of the back, there are 2 crossed sheaths that carry 2 blades behind. And with that high enough roll, there's an odd, I don't want to say a hunch, but there's definitely the shoulders where the cloak is, there's something in the back.
Against the cloak?
Yes, something within the cloak that is not in line with the rest of the body shape.
Cool. Okay. Options there.
Well, there are many ways to ascertain the will, the talent, and the drive to succeed in this city. The choice is yours. You fight, or you race.
I mean, you're kidding, right? I'm a local kid. I want to race.
Very well.
Oh my God, I am a Greymore. This has been practically my dream since I was 5. Yes, I want to do this. This sounds fucking great.
We race at dusk.
Tonight? Oh.
Part of the resourcefulness is how you can adapt when the unexpected catches you off guard. Do you have means of racing?
I think so. I'm going to try and put it together right now.
All right.
See
For
what
all
I
of
can
you?
do.
If we, because of course we do. But if we didn't, what would be our options?
Yeah, you have any loners?
Yes.
She turns around, begins walking off, and says,
Give them an emblem.
I am going to crawl out of Dusk's pocket and try to just real discreetly just try to run up Othan's back and just get into the the bits in here and just try to see what it is.
You dart from shadow to shadow of all the people that are standing in a circle. You kind of cruise through, preventing the majority of the sunlight to make you stand out so starkly against the very light dust across the ground. So you just kind of rapidly, before you realize that she's even gone. As she turns around laughing and says, "Give them the emblem." You lunge up and then, not going for the armor, but towards the back of the cloak, actually catch the bottom of it, and you kind of swing and pull yourself underneath the back of it. And as you're kind of holding on, you're kind of tapping the small of her back where the weapons are, kind of on the inside of the cloak. It is just a dark shaded interior with just bits of light that peek through as the cloak swings as she's walking towards the stronghold. What are you doing?
Okay, I just want to just nuzzle up into this area and just see what she's hiding.
Glancing up into the cloak, her body is like tightly wrapped in very finely made leather armor, like layers and layers of very well made leather with all manner of like metal bits that are kind of woven into it. Along the back, from what you can see, there is like a strange contraption, it looks almost like a very small backpack, but it's got a lot of like kind of gold and brass elements of it that are kind of fixed over the shoulders and in the middle of the shoulder blades. And it has like a two cavities in the middle of it.
Holy shit.
I am going to, since I'm underneath her cloak, I'm just going to put my claw on the cloak and just
write it down.
Write it down.
Okay.
Arrow Flynn down the cloak.
Yes. And haul ass to Dusk and get back in their pocket.
So, as you scamper down the back of the cloak, by kind of scraping through, you flip out and emerge onto the ground. And as you kind of begin to scamper back to the group, the first thing you see is Ratanish, who has like been watching Odohan leave as they kind of all focus over and goes, and immediately clocks you. And kind of just gives this kind of snarled look before stepping towards you briskly with the intent of engaging.
I just roll on my back.
Okay, you roll onto your back. You realize that Fearne's gone, no longer in the pocket, and then now see a rat darting away from Odohan and Ratanish kind of turning and marching towards her.
Poots! I run over. They scoop her up.
It would be preferred that you keep your animals close by, or else they're liable to get squashed.
I'm so sorry. It will never happen again, sir.
Pulls out a small coin. It looks like a pressed emblem of a gold bird skull, and goes ahead and like flicks it over towards you. Take that to Joe. We'll give you a loan.
This is everything I ever wanted. Thank you.
All right. At dusk, meet at the bone tree. You exit the gates. The gates close behind you. So, as you divide here for the moment, most of the group going off to the ends, to Imahara Joe's. We're going to go ahead and follow the two of you. You approach the familiar site of the green glass domed palace, the kind of center of a lot of the All Minds Burn business network in the city. You see an Isfura of like a deep red crimson feathers who lands onto the front of the steps where you are. Kind of, you just walked in and they're kind of greeting you right at the front. They land.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much for. Oh, yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh. Ooh.
You are?
You're in my personal bubble. I am Laudna.
Laudna.
You must be Justy.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
Sometimes.
I'm so excited. My two favorite nightmare fuels in the same room together. Any help that you can give would be greatly appreciated. Possibly compensated with information, favor.
Yes. There are favors owed. We can help.
I would deeply appreciate that. And I might have some information that you might already know, you might not, but if things go well, I might be able to feed you some interesting gossip about things going on at the Paragon. Right?
Very true.
Always.
One moment.
Goes from like this like graceful bird flight to like almost like a rapid spider climb up into one of the like, kind of holes of bundled rags and repurposed bags and burlap up there. It's almost forming a small nest before they emerge and then drop down with almost a full dive before and perching once more before the two of you. And under one arm you see this kind of like bright yellow cloth, kind of sun bleached a bit, like the color's faded a bit. Takes it and tears it in two. Wear this, so we know who not to target.
There'll be one. We have 2 vehicles. We'll have one on each, if that works.
Good. I'll let them know.
Thank you.
They know.
I will one day get used to that. We'll see you soon. Thanks, Justy.
The rest of you make your way to the ends, to the familiar neighborhood of all the numerous tinkerers, engineers, and scavengers that are colloquially referred to as the Roaches, to the exterior of Imahara Joe's shop. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hey, Joe.
In theory, if you had any loaners that we would need imminently for
I hold
a
up the
Paragon's
Paragon's
call,
Oh, so you went ahead and got an emblem. Okay.
would that be ready by dusk?
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple loaners here that I mean, they're not for sale, which is why it wasn't something we were talking about before. But I can get
How
you
do
one.
they stack up quality-wise?
They run.
What would it cost to do a bump in agility, armor plating? No need for any more extra guns.
Armor plating for a loaner, I'll cut you to about 150 gold.
How much money you got, Dusk?
I got some. I got that.
Whew, okay. So by dusk.
Yeah, there's a race at dusk.
Oh, and also, I don't know if you charge for this, but how do you drive one?
Oh no. Well, they're okay.
Oh no.
There's 2 seats. There's like the recessed one that kind of sits in the middle of the chassis where there is what looks to be a set of handlebars, like a T handlebar. And he says, turn this way to turn, and rotate the wheel, and this way to go this way. If you go ahead and pull back on it, there is kind of a spring mechanism that can kind of push the front wheel up if you need to go ahead and like jump onto a ramp of some kind or to come down upon someone. The back seat here, and there's a second like raised seat portion, is where the passenger sits, and this is usually used as a spotter or a gunner or whatever the assistant would like to assist with from the back of the vehicle.
If the race is tonight at dusk, do you think folks might already be on the track, on the course, setting traps and sabotaging?
How soon was the race set?
Today.
Like a few, maybe an hour ago, max.
I mean, it's pretty rapid turnaround, so there's not going to be an opportunity for a lot of setup. You know, usually if there's more runway to it, people can really get around planning, but I'm sure folks are going to be trying all sorts of weird last-minute shit. That's part of the game.
We're talking this fella's ear off. He's got to go to work.
Yes, you're right. I do. Give me about 4 hours. It's not going to leave much wiggle room till dusk, but you can come here, grab them, ride them over to the bone tree, which is usually where it starts.
Yep.
And good luck.
What skill would you say is most
important? I would say driving with this, you describe to me how you want to apply your abilities to it, and that'll determine what it is. There are all sorts of ways that you can try and drive. Certain things will have higher DCs than others. But if you have no dexterity, it doesn't mean you're incapable of driving. You just have to lean on other skill sets.
You're familiar. I think you should be on the best vehicle.
Oh,
That's fair. I do technically have some idea of the track.
You do, and the track is generally divided or considered to be divided into 3 major stretches. The first part is the skids, where it begins and goes through a large portion of the kind of urban environment of the city. A lot of tight road turnarounds, a lot of hairpin turns,
And that's where most of the booby traps are.
That's where a lot of them are usually. The main road eventually ends, or emerges from the city and heads down into the ravine on a switchback course that goes down the cliffside into the ravine that surrounds the kind of platform-like mesa bit of rock that the city of Bassaris is built upon. Down into the ravine, it eventually goes into a cave network within the rock itself before emerging on the other side of this large mountain platform. And there it begins to switch back up the side. That's the ravine portion, kind of the middle section.
That would be a good place to jump on.
When you find your way out of the ravine, what's called the climb, which is the switchback up the side, which is challenging because it's much easier to go up or downhill than uphill.
I can almost see it.
A lot of the race here tends to be vehicular combat as opposed to just racing.
Because if you get knocked out, you're falling.
Correct, and everyone's moving at a slightly slower speed, and so it tends to offer a little more of a moment to focus on your opponents. This brings you back into the skids and is the second kind of urban part of the race. More dangerous road turns, but it's a little more of a straightaway. But this is where a lot of the people gather, which means there's also more spectacle and more danger set. Most folks like to set their bigger traps towards the end to try and even the score or to just make a spectacle of the finale.
Sure.
As you talk and discuss and plot your day, eventually the sun gets lower and lower in the sky. You return to Imahara Joe's, and they're waiting for you.
It's the second.
Look at how cool they are.
We requested red.
You have your vehicles, and getting onto them and kind of feeling that kind of growl, that purr of it, it's frightening and at the same time oddly intoxicating. Takes a second to kind of get your bearings, but you who are driving it, you have enough time to kind of get a little more affiliated with it and take it for a test run through some of the streets.
Nice. Ooh, nice.
However, dusk is rapidly approaching. And as you begin to feel the mounting tension, you also see people out in the roads along the path as you begin to approach the area of the Carmine Skids where the bone tree is supposed to be at your guidance and behest. People are gathering.
Oh boy.
As you eventually round the corner, you can see there, twisting upward and kind of spreading out, and then clustered elements of antlers and what looks like clawed hands of larger beasts that are all held together with large wires that have been bound through and twisted through hundreds and hundreds of creature bones and skeletons to create this large standing tree of death. That is a unique, terrifying landmark on the outside of the city, a groove in the ground that marks the line where this begins. And there you can already see 4 other skirmishers that have gathered with a unique array of individuals who have come to embark in this.
Oh boy.
But as you gather your thoughts and prepare for the coming tension, we're going to go ahead and call it there.